Hi everyone, my name is Karis and welcome back to my corner of the internet where I talk about books and other things that I enjoy. I don't know if today's video is like the best idea I've ever had or if it's just like stupid, but we're gonna put it out there and see. So if you know anything about me, you'll probably know that I am a huge Taylor Swift fan. I've loved her since I was about 12 and I'm now 24. I've just realised that's half my life. Her power, honestly, she's always here in my videos. I think that Taylor Swift is the best songwriter of our generation. I'm not going to dispute that point. I think it's just a fact, and one of the best songwriters of all time. And I thought, you know, she's written all these amazing songs. What if there were books that also had those titles of her songs? Would they also be good? Obviously they have no correlation with Taylor Swift other than the fact that they have her song titles. But I just got this idea in my head and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see. I don't know if anyone else has done this sort of thing before. I know people recommend books based on Taylor Swift songs, but that's actually like listening to the lyrics and the themes and stuff. I don't know if anyone's ever just taken a song title and seen if there's a book with a title that matches. So I'm not sure. I think I've thought of this, but it could already be out there, so don't quote me on that. So the aim of what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to put my Taylor Swift playlist on shuffle. I use a playlist called the Ultimate Taylor Swift Listening Experience, and then I'm going to go on to Goodreads or maybe Storygraph, because Goodreads search function isn't it, and see if there's a book that matches the title of the song. I'm going to guess what I think it's going to be about based on the title, then I'm going to see if the blurb matches with that, and then I'm going to see if it's something I want to add to my TBR. The only song titles that I can think of off the top of my head that definitely have books are Clean, because I know that's a book by Juno Dawson, and I'm sure there must be one called Wonderland. So number one, let's go. Ooh, Style. That's a good one to start with. Right, I think this book is going to be about like fashion, maybe someone working in the fashion industry, like a Devil Wears Prada sort of vibe, or it's going to be an autobiography or some sort of fan fiction thing about Harry Styles. The thing is, I think with one word titles it's more difficult to find something because it brings up like popular books that have that word in the title. So I'm going to scroll a little bit, and then if I can't find anything I'll just have to go for one of the top ones. So we've got The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie, The Element of Style, Story, Substance, Structure, Style and the Principles of Screenwriting, The Sense of Style, The Elements of Typography Style, Exercises in Style, Lauren Conrad Style, The Chicago Manual of Style. Oh, Style, the OTP series #1. Oh, stop, is this going to be a fan fiction? Oh, I have friends that have read this and they've given it like 3 and 4 stars. Interesting. Okay, it's by Chelsea M. Cameron, and oh, it's not actually about Harry Styles. It says Kyle Blake likes plans. So far they're pretty simple. Finish her senior year of high school, head off to a good college, find a cute boyfriend, graduate, get a good job, get married, the whole heterosexual shebang. Nothing is going to stand in the way of that plan, not even Stella Lewis. Stella Lewis also has a plan. Finish her senior year as a cheer captain, go to college, finally let herself flirt with and maybe even date a girl for the first time, and go from there. Fate has other plans for Kyle and Stella when they're paired up in their AP English class and something between them ignites. It's confusing and overwhelming and neither of them know what to do about it. One thing they do know is that their connection can't be ignored. The timing just isn't right. But is there ever a good time for falling in love? Ooh, that actually sounds really interesting. I was not expecting it to be an FF relationship, so that's really cool to see. And the fact that people that I follow on here have read it and have rated it fairly highly, it actually might be something to look into at some point. Very different from what I thought it was going to be, and I'm not sure how the style element like of the title comes into the story. Maybe it will be clear if you actually read it. Interesting start. Song number 2. Teardrops on My Guitar, an absolute classic, one of my favourites just for the nostalgia. I don't know if there'll be a book called this. If there is, I think it'll be like fan fiction. Teardrops on My Guitar, sheet music. Teardrops on My Guitar by Taylor Swift. Has someone literally just put the song straight onto Goodreads? Oh, piano, vocal and chords. Articles on songs written by Taylor Swift. Oh, interesting. That seems like the sort of essays that I would want to read. Oh, Teardrops on My Guitar. Okay, by Divine Ortiz and Twain Love. It's got 1 rating on Goodreads. The 1 rating it's got is 4 stars. Is this going to be like inspired by Taylor Swift? I feel like it's such a niche title that surely like it must be. When her mother put her out because she thought that her daughter Star was pregnant, Rich took her in, elevating her from jump off to wifey status. Okay. A status she maintained ever since her supposed pregnancy turned out to be a false alarm. 3.5 years later, Star's world has turned upside down. Rich, who used to be a getting money flyboy, is now a borderline cold-blooded junkie. And after months of getting through the BS, she's reached her breaking point. Reluctantly moving back home with her mother, Star decides to focus on her singing career, but Rich isn't letting her go that easily. And when she finds out that the man she's had a secret crush on for years wants her, this adds a bit more drama to her already complicated life. Sorry, I thought that Rich was like her stepdad or something, so okay. Hopes and dreams mixed with love and addiction come together to fuel a tale told by a woman torn between two loves. Okay, it doesn't really sound like my sort of thing. I get vibes from the blurb that it could be a bit problematic, like wifey status, cold-blooded junkie. I'm just not sure about some of the language that's been used there. I would be more interested in reading the first one than reading that one. Let's go on to song number 3. Tolerate It. Ever since I found out that this was inspired by Rebecca, I just love it even more. Okay, the first one that comes up is multiculturalism. Can Trudeau's liberalism tolerate it? Surely there's just got to be a book with just that title. Okay, if I can't find like a book that has that title or really close to it, then I'll have to move on. Let's look at Storygraph. I mean, I thought Storygraph's search function was better, but the first thing that comes up is Called to Have It All by B.N. Toller, which is not the same. Okay, let's go again. White Horse, another favourite. Surely there's got to be some like horse book that the horsey people used to read in like primary school. I mean, no shade to horse people because I wasn't a horse person, but I had this, was it called like Chestnut something, Chestnut Hill, Chestnut Oak, some like boarding school that was a horse boarding school. That series was, yes, we've got one. Okay, the top one is called Little White Horse, but then there's actually one called White Horse, so I'm gonna read that one. The world has ended, but her journey has just begun. 30-year-old Zoe leads an ordinary life until the end of the world arrives. Oh god, this is gonna hit a bit close to home. She is cleaning cages and floors at Pope Pharmaceuticals when the President of the United States announces that human beings are no longer a viable species. I mean, when Zoe realises that everyone she loves is disappearing, she starts running. Scared and alone in a shockingly changed world, she embarks on a remarkable journey of survival and redemption. Along the way, Zoe comes to see that humans are not defined by their genetic codes, but rather by their actions and choices. Sounds interesting, sounds like a good social commentary, but it sounds like it would hit just that little bit too close to home right now. When I was reading that, I thought, oh, maybe it will have been published in like 2020 or 2021, but no, 2012. I literally knock the camera in every single video that I film and end up moving the angle, so I'm sorry. Picture to Burn. I have faith in this one. This is going to be like a thriller, relationship, drama, thriller sort of thing. Oh, Picture to Burn by Jessie Russell. It doesn't even have a cover. Does it have a blurb? Yes, it has a blurb. It's 78 pages long. Picture to... oh, it's just a flipping Wikipedia article. Picture to Burn is a song by American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. Yes, I know that. I just want a book called Picture to Burn. Never Grow Up, okay? Surely this is going to be like a picture book for a little baby that like a mom or a dad or a parent of any gender is reading to the baby. Never Grow Up by Jackie Chan. That's not what I was picturing, but okay, let's see. Oh, it's just Jackie Chan's memoir. Let's go for the second one on the list. Never Grow Up, Baxter Family Children, number 3, by Karen Kingsbury, Tyler Russell and Olivia Chen Muller. Published by Simon & Schuster in February 2021. When Carrie Baxter is assigned an essay about what she wants to be when she grows up, her mind goes blank. She doesn't want to grow up. She wants everything to stay just like it is. What a mood. I still feel that. But Carrie comes to realise that while making time stand still isn't possible, she can enjoy every moment with the best family ever. Meanwhile, Ashley Baxter feels the same way. She is worried her siblings are growing up too fast. When she wins the role of Wendy in her school performance of Peter Pan, Ashley gets an idea. Maybe she and her siblings can pledge to never grow up at all. That sounds so sweet, actually. I can't tell if this is like an illustrated book. I can't tell which age it's aimed at. Oh, it's 300 pages, so I guess it would be like middle grade. That's the best one so far. Wonderland. Okay, this is one that I said would have a book, but it's going to be Alice in Wonderland, the first one that comes up. Yep. Literally so many editions of Alice in Wonderland. Oh, Wonderland by Zoji stage. I'm guessing, before looking at it, I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of Alice in Wonderland retelling. Ooh, if Shirley Jackson wrote The Shining, it might look like this deliciously unsettling horror novel from the acclaimed author of Baby Teeth. Oh, I have heard of that actually. A mother must protect her family from the unnatural forces threatening their new and improved life in a rural farmhouse. Bennett family, artists, parents and two precocious children, are leaving their familiar urban surroundings for a new home in far upstate New York. They're an hour from the nearest city, a mile from the nearest home, and everyone has their own room for the first time. Sure, the father gets his own painting studio now that he and his wife Orla, a retired dancer, have agreed that it's his turn to pursue his passion. But none of the Bennetts expect what lies waiting in the lovely wood, where secrets run dark and deep. Orla must finally find a way to communicate with, not just resist, the unknown entity that is coming for her family. That sounds actually really interesting, but it also sounds really scary. It reminds me a bit of this movie Sinister. I used to love horror films, and then I went to saw Sinister and it put me off. That is definitely not the fun whimsical Alice in Wonderland retelling that I thought that was going to be. Let's go for another one. Gorgeous. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Oh, Gorgeous by Paul Rudnick. I think this is going to be about a like dystopian world where your appearance like really matters and you have to like change yourself. Okay, Inner Beauty Wants Out. When 18-year-old Becky Randall's mother dies, she's summoned from her Missouri trailer park to meet Tom Kelly, the world's top designer. He makes her an impossible offer. He'll create 3 dresses to transform Becky from a nothing special girl into the most beautiful woman who ever lived. Becky thinks Tom is a lunatic. Okay, or that he's producing a hidden camera show called World's Most Gullible Poor People. But she accepts and she's remade as Rebecca. I love that. Becky, nah, Rebecca. I mean, you know, the last great American Dynasty vibes. When Becky looks in the mirror, she sees herself, an awkward mess of split ends and cankles. But when anyone else looks at Becky, they see pure 5-alarm hotness. Soon Rebecca is on the cover of Vogue, the new Hollywood darling, and dating celebrities. Then Becky meets Prince Gregory, heir to the British throne, and everything starts to crumble. Because Rebecca aside, Becky loves him. But to love her back, Gregory would have to look past the blinding Rebecca to see the real girl inside, and Becky knows there's not enough magic in the world. It doesn't sound like my sort of thing, but if it actually did like look into body image and accepting yourself, then good. But I just get the vibe, like the use of like cankles and things like that, I just get the vibe that that's not what it's going to be. I haven't read it, I'm probably not going to read it, but I think I will stick to listening to the Taylor Swift song. Let's do one last one because I'm having quite a lot of fun. How You Get the Girl. This has got to be some sort of romance. It's going to be like the nerdy guy in school who's never had a relationship. He's unlucky in love and he just wants to get a girlfriend. Either that or it's going to be like a YA FF relationship where one character's like coming to terms with their identity. The Smart Girl's Guide to Getting What You Want. How You Get the Girl. Oh god, this looks good. It's number 2 in the theme song series by Jessica Florence, and it's described as contemporary romance. As Hollywood's hottest actor, getting a woman in bed is never a challenge. Okay. But after seeing a feisty woman in a bar who was looking for a one-night stand, I knew that her being in my bed wouldn't be enough. Oh my god, she turned me down and I thought I'd never see her again. Fate had other plans though. Alessandra Rose is now my lead makeup artist for the next 4 months. Literally, her job is to touch me every day for the duration of filming. Sounds like a win, right? No, because you sound like a dickhead. Nope. She stops me at every hint of a flirt. I'm in uncharted waters for once. Her argument is good. I'll give her that. I'm a good actor, so accepting that it's not all an act would be tough. But I'm not going anywhere. Her heart is my Grammy and him here to win it. I think that's meant to say I'm here to win it. That's how you get the girl. No, that's not how you get the girl. I would recommend going and listening to the Taylor Swift song and then thinking about how you like approach women and people in general, and maybe like deflate your ego, like just a lot. I'm gonna leave it on that one because that one was really something. Don't think I'm gonna be reading that. I think the best ones were the kids book, Never Grow Up. The first one sounded pretty good as well. and maybe Wonderland would be good for like certain people, but I'm not sure it's exactly my sort of thing. So yeah, that was today's video. It was a bit of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see me do this again, I would love to. It's just a really nice chilled one to sit down and film, and I'd just like to see how the books compare to the Taylor Swift song titles. If you've read any of these, I would love to hear your thoughts, or if you would like to read any of them, then I would also love to know that. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, let me know just anything in the comments, like your favourite album, your favourite song. Just talk to me about Taylor Swift, or just leave me an emoji of your choice to let me know that you've watched the video. Other than that though, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're all keeping safe and staying well, and I will see you again next time. Bye!